All right, let's see what Dan Worrell is talking about.
To turn it into one of these low effort videos I've been doing recently.
I need to take notes on my phone too. I'm gonna pull up the Notion app so I can take notes because I feel like he's about to drop some gems. Actually, are you vegan? Technically, no, but I like always eat a vegan diet kind of just by default. It's like what I default to eating, and then but like over this weekend, I couldn't practically eat a vegan diet. It wouldn't have sustained me. I have to eat it a specific way, or otherwise I'll feel like shit. Because a lot of people think it's just eating like lettuce, and it's not. It's literally not. But so I was just eating like pizza and like burgers and shit, and it was fine. But like today, like I'm back to eating vegan and shit. So yeah. By the way, bro, if you can get to the point where you can travel to do music and like creative shit, like bro, try to. If you really think you have the ability, or if you even just want to, bro, just try. It's actually really dope. But anyway, back into it.
In a mix, everything is combined into a single
I'm taking notes on my phone.
It's all blended together like a cake mixture. It is a mix, after all, and what we do is called mixing. Separation between parts is something that happens inside your head when you listen to your mix, and hopefully also inside your listeners' heads in a similar manner. But it's not real, it's an hallucination. Let's pause for a moment to consider the implications of that.
Oh, wow.
First of all, the mind-blowing signal processing power of our brains that can listen to a full mix and figure out in real time which of those millions of partials belong to the guitar, or the piano, or the drums.
So this is what I try to explain in my videos a lot. Like, that's what we're dealing with. We're not actually doing anything. We're just manipulating perception, which is like why I always like to say every once and pretty frequently, like for all that shit that you learn, it really matters less about that and more about just making it sound good. I do have a specific belief system about what makes it sound good, but it's very malleable from person to person.
So when we say that a mix has good clarity and separation, what we really mean is that it's easy for our brains to decode and split into its component parts. There's no ambiguity about which partials belong to which parts. It's immediately obvious what's going on, and we can separate the parts effortlessly. And when a mix lacks clarity, that means we have to work harder to interpret it. But there's one overwhelmingly important concept, mastery of which is what really separates the amateurs from the pros: frequency masking. If there's something loud happening at a specific frequency,
I knew it.
That will mask other quieter signals at similar frequencies, and you won't hear them.
It's so simple.
And so the thing that defines a mix that has...
It's not even stereo shaping. It's literally, it's just gain in mono by frequency, which is just EQ.
Is the most important frequencies for each part are unobscured by any other parts. And that's something that needs to start at the arrangement stage. A perfect arrangement will, as they say, mix itself. The best example of that
That's
is a symphony
facts.
orchestra. I would urge everyone to go and hear a good orchestra play in a good hall at least once in your life. It might be possible to rescue a mediocre arrangement with a really stellar mix. But if the arrangement sucks, the mix will also suck.
Yes.
And there's not a lot you can do about that.
There's literally nothing you can do about it except start from the beginning, export that trash, and go on to the next one, which is what I have to do sometimes when I get to that point. You'll fight with the mix without realizing it was a lot of shit you did in the arrangement. And you have to, for the more complex you get in arrangement and the more cluttered, you simply have to sacrifice good mixing. That's basically what he's saying. And that's what everyone's saying when they say keep it simple. You sacrifice way too much for complexity if you want good listenable music that will also make money.
The magic trick that the pros use is to recognize where the arrangement was trying to get to, then finish off and polish the job with EQ. While I don't approve of all aspects of classical music education, the ear training to recognize intervals, chords, or cadences by ear is excellent and has been invaluable in a non-classical context as well.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion, although I can't prove it, that anyone could train their ears in that way if they put in the time and effort and followed a well-established pathway such as you get with a classical music training.
Yeah.
And likewise, I think anyone can train their ears to hear in terms of frequencies. But there doesn't seem to be the same kind of established formal training regime available for audio engineers. Certainly I didn't get any. I just picked it up on the job. Maybe they teach that.
Even now, there's such a gap in good engineering content. It's truly actually the thing that's gatekept. Now I get it. I get why so many people are like, I can't believe you make these videos for free. I get it now. I get it now. I didn't realize how gatekept shit like this was. You don't see many people with Dan Worrell's knowledge and like at that level, just making shit like this for free. Like I had to learn shit like this by paying like thousands of dollars for courses, basically. So it's kind of crazy how it's even, bro, it's 2024. It's kind of crazy that there's still like huge swaths of different types of information that are still gate kept. Like, wow. You would think everything, you could find everything, but like not everything. Damn.
To the audio schools, but I haven't heard much about it if they do. If I was in charge, the ear training would be a required module that you couldn't graduate without passing. I'm finally going
That's
to get
wise.
to the real point. Lots of people keep telling me that I should create a commercial course, that they would love to buy some kind of mixing workshop from me. And they're probably right. I probably should do that. The problem is I've been putting all my best stuff out for free, so I wasn't sure what was left for a paywalled course.
Same.
But maybe this is the thing. It would probably be the most valuable contribution I could make. If I created a comprehensive ear training regime, is that something you'd be willing to pay for?
Actually, yes. Actually,
Perhaps I
yes.
should clarify what I have in mind. There were broadly 3 aspects to my own ear training. The most important from a live engineering perspective was the ability to identify the frequency of a sine wave, at least to within a third of an octave.
That's insane. Yeah, I would fucking love to learn shit like that.
Why a sine wave? Because that's what feedback is. I'm able to recognize when there's too much 100 hertz, for example, because of the thousands of times I've boosted or cut that frequency on every type of instrument you can imagine. From
I can attest that you can learn that from just mixing every beat and every song you make. Like if you go through the trouble of just mixing your own shit, you will learn how to mix your own shit. The amount of artists that I know who mix and master their own shit is insane. And they're better at it than any producers I know because they just simply, these are people that don't even make beats or really formally mix, but they can mix their shit to perfection simply because of reps.
Bones to tablas. The goal is to be able to listen to a mix and instead of thinking those drums sound a bit you can instead think those drums sound like they need a cut at 500 hertz.
Because he systematized it over his entire career, so he can tell you how to do it in like 1/20th of the amount of time it took him to do it, which is fucking valuable.
Oh, on a practical note, what platform should it go on? And how much should I charge?
Please just don't put it on school, dude.
I could keep it on YouTube and make the videos available at a certain membership tier.
I would actually fuck with that a lot. But he should do his own thing so that he can keep a percentage, because YouTube takes 70% of 30% of everything you do for like super chat and like memberships and stuff like that. They take 50% of ad rev. So they say. It's more like 60.
But that doesn't feel optimal. I thought about creating an OnlyFans. That's a platform where you can sell videos, right? I gather it's quite popular these days. Part of me is quite amused at the thought that I could have an OnlyFans that was totally 100% SFW.
Sub to him, yeah. If you're not subscribed to Dan Worrall, which I'll link all the videos and stuff when I make the stream like live later. But yeah, if you're not sub to him, you should probably sub to him. It's a really good way to passively learn a lot of engineering shit that's like usually in courses. So yeah. Pretty good person to subscribe to if you just want to get better at stuff.